Critical staffing shortages in Ontario's long-term care homes should be urgently addressed as the second wave of the pandemic intensifies. In a letter to the government, the Long-Term Care COVID-19 Commission said the province must spend more money on a permanent basis so that homes can hire more personal support workers and nurses. The commissioners also said the government should immediately mandate and formalize relationships between the homes, hospitals, and public health units, as well as strengthen their infection prevention and control protocols. The commission also said the province should implement its own staffing plan that came out of an inquiry into a serial killing nurse who preyed upon nursing home residents. The number of COVID-19 cases has climbed to 121 as the Chippewa County Health Department is reporting 4 new cases. There are no new recoveries and no deaths. Out of the 121 cases, 80 have recovered, leaving 41 active cases of the novel coronavirus in Chippewa County. The Health Department is reminding everyone to practice social distancing, wash your hands frequently, and wear masks when in public. With Canadian charities and the nonprofit sector playing an essential role in supporting Canadians during COVID-19, the federal government created the Emergency Community Support Fund. It's a $350 million investment from the Government of Canada to support charities and nonprofit organizations serving vulnerable populations as they manage the impacts of COVID-19. Sault Ste. Marie MP Terry Sheehan made the funding announcement yesterday. The United Way Sault Ste. Marie will identify and distribute ECSF funds to local community organizations, which include the Kidney Foundation, Habitat for Humanity, and Salvation Army, among others. Police in Ottawa are investigating an incident of hate-motivated graffiti at the National War Memorial. The alleged incident happened last Friday night when police say a man used a sharp object to engrave a hateful message on the tomb of the unknown soldier. This came days ahead of the anniversary of a gunman opening fire at the National War Memorial in 2014, killing Ceremonial Honor Guard reservist Corporal Nathan Cirillo. A spokeswoman for Ottawa Police says it's not clear whether the incident is connected to or motivated by the attack. The graffiti was removed within 24 hours. Police have declined to describe it in any more detail, other than to say it was an image that targeted a particular group.
Good evening and welcome back. We've made it to the weekend. Happy Friday, everybody. And well, it was wet, and if you like the rain, there's a lot more of that in store coming up next week, and we do have a little bit more that's lingering around in our region. But let's look at the radar right now and what we've got going on here. This very large system has been moving its way through. We've been having multiple systems throughout the week. Now what you can see, we're right around here. It's kind of covered by the clouds, but this is a mixture of snow and rain in the area, in our region. So what's happening right now is any rain that we are going to get into the evening and into the overnight is going to turn into any snow flurries that we may see. Because the temperature is going to drastically drop tonight. Now the good news is the rain is supposed to taper off and stop, so let's hope that it does. That system will move its way through and give us a break for a couple of days, and then we will start right back up in it again. But I shall mention that we do have a rainfall warning that will be coming to an end today. There was over 50 millimeters received yesterday overnight in certain parts east of Sault Ste. Marie. This is a result of a Colorado low that is tracking through the area. Localized flooding in low-lying areas is possible, so keep that in mind. If there is any other updates, we will let you know when they come in. So make sure you stay tuned to SiouxOnline.com over the weekend. Okay, so let's continue on. We'll look at our camera now. And well, like it's been most of the day, lots of clouds and showers. This camera is brought to you by wirelesscom.ca. Check out their website for all the services they have to offer. Now, it wasn't downpouring like it was overnight. That was sustained rain, heavy rain overnight with the wind, and lots of leaves blowing down, so clogging up drains. So, you know, if you can clear out your drains in front of your house, it's always a good thing to help minimize any flooding into your home or driveway area. So these are your expected highs for today in our region. 4 in Thunder Bay, 2 in Wawa, 1 in Timmins, 6 here in Sault Ste. Marie, 4 in Elliott Lake, and 6 in Sudbury. Now what we're going to look like overnight is going to be below 0 all in our complete region rather. So -5 in Thunder Bay, -6 in Walla, -7 in Timmins, -1 here in Sault Ste. Marie, -4 in Elliott Lake, and -2 in Sudbury. It should be noted that certain regions like Wawa and Thunder Bay are expecting snow overnight. So what we're looking at, as I mentioned, the periods of snow or rain will end early in the evening hours, probably around 8 or 9 o'clock, and then we are going to see things clear up overnight. Just remain cloudy, but it's going to be windy. Now the wind is picking up to push this system through. The wind is going to be northwest, 30 kilometers gusting to 50 before that dies down in the morning. Your wind chill is going to be -7 when you wake up, so do bundle up when you're going out. It's going to be 6 degrees on Saturday, overcast, getting a little bit of a break here, and we are going to see a low of 1 degree with cloudy periods as well on Saturday. Moving on to Sunday, we're looking at a mix of sun and cloud before we do see a chance of flurries or rain showers move in late in the afternoon into the evening. And then overnight, we're going to see periods of snow or rain with a low of +2 on Sunday. Monday, we're back to the rain. We're looking at 60% chance of rain showers throughout the day, and then we drop to a low of 0 overnight with a chance of a snow flurry. Our weather is brought to you by Northern Lights Detailing at 632 Great Northern Road. Go see Marnie over there, and if you do, let her know that you saw her ad for Northern Lights Detailing here on Sioux Online or on TV, and you'll get 10% off any service that you choose. And we'll continue on. Tuesday, we're seeing cloudy conditions. Wednesday, a mix of sun and cloud, and then sleet is arriving for Thursday and Friday with a high of 5 on Friday. And overnight lows, we are looking at the single digits before we get down to below freezing on Thursday, -2, and then back up to 0 on Friday night. Let's look at our weather watcher. It is from Carl Worth, and it is a photo of the rainbow from a couple weeks ago after we had that thunderstorm roll through. So thank you very much for sending that in, Carl. Beautiful rainbow. And if you do have photos, videos, weather related, send them to ontvweather@gmail.com. Include your name, location, and where you're sending it from, and they will go up on our show here on TV, as well as the newscast, and on SiouxOnline.com. And I also will email you back to let you know when it'll be being featured, so you know if sometimes there's a little bit of wait time since we get a lot of photos in. So thank you very much once again. Make sure if you are on SiouxOnline.com too, check out all the stories that we present to you. They're all there for you. I will be back on Monday with Chris, hoping everybody has a great and safe weekend. Mike will be back with more news right after
this. It's been a while since I've seen Joe. We were a couple of pranksters, and Joe was always full of surprises. But today, he's the one in for a surprise.
The thing is, Joe doesn't live here anymore. For people living with dementia, getting lost can happen unexpectedly. Are you ready to help? Help people living with dementia live safely in our communities. Contact your local Alzheimer's Society and visit findingyourwayontario.ca.
Ontario is reporting 826 new cases of COVID-19 today and 9 new deaths due to the virus. Health Minister Christine Elliott says 292 cases are in Toronto, 186 in Peel Region, 87 in Ottawa, and 72 in York Region. The province says it has conducted 40,019 tests since last daily report, with another 35,436 being processed. In total, 276 people are hospitalized in Ontario due to COVID-19, including 78 in intensive care. The province says 47 people are on ventilators. The latest figures bring the total of COVID-19 cases in Ontario to 68,353, with 3,080 deaths and 58,799 cases resolved. Sunnybrook has joined a growing list of hospitals in Toronto that have declared outbreaks of COVID-19. A spokesman for Sunnybrook says 5 cases have been identified in a surgical unit at the hospital. Craig Duhamel says 3 cases were discovered through regular surveillance, which led to broader testing and the discovery of 2 more. Duhamel says all 5 people are asymptomatic and 1 of them has been discharged from hospital. Sunnybrook joins at least 6 other Toronto hospitals that are dealing with outbreaks, which are generally defined as at least healthcare related to cases within a 14-day period. Health Minister Christine Elliott says it is concerning whenever there is an outbreak in a healthcare setting, and the province is ready to provide support if needed. The Trudeau government says there will be upheaval at the Canada-US border early next year if a refugee pact between the two countries is allowed to expire. Federal lawyers are asking the Federal Court of Appeal to stay a July ruling that struck down the Safe Third Country Agreement but left it in place until mid-January. Under the refugee agreement, which took effect in 2004, Canada and the U.S. recognize each other as safe places to seek protection. It means Canada can turn back potential refugees who arrive at land ports of entry along the border on the basis they must pursue their claims in the U.S., the country where they first arrived. Ottawa is appealing the federal court ruling that nixed the agreement and argued in a hearing this morning that the appeal court should pause the decision until the full challenge is resolved, effectively leaving the refugee pact in place beyond January. An Ontario judge has ordered demonstrators to permanently leave a construction site at the centre of an Indigenous land dispute, saying he won't hear constitutional arguments in the case because previous orders to clear the area were ignored. Hours after the ruling, provincial police said cruisers near the Mackenzie Meadows site were approached by protesters and were heavily damaged. No injuries were reported, and police said an investigation is underway. A social media account run by the demonstrators said police had fired rubber bullets. Demonstrators who have been occupying the site for months argue that the development near Caledonia and Six Nations of the Grand River First Nation is on unceded Indigenous land and that it violates Indigenous sovereignty. Sault Ste. Marie police have arrested a man following an investigation into a break-and-enter on Lorna Drive. Officers responded to the break-and-enter in the 0 to 100 block of Lorna Drive on Wednesday. Later that day, they executed a search warrant at a different residence, also on Lorna Drive, and found the accused to be in possession of multiple items reported stolen, including video games and food items. 37-year-old Brandon Bennett was arrested and charged with possession of property obtained by crime. Hospitals and long-term care homes are nearly at capacity and will not be able to handle a surge in COVID-19 patients during the second wave of the pandemic. The Ontario Hospital Association told the Long-Term Care COVID-19 Commission earlier this month that while there are plenty of physical spaces set to handle an influx in patients, which include many field hospitals ready to go, there's no one to staff them. That leaves hospitals across the province with one quick solution, which they have dubbed the dimmer switch, which means shutting down elective surgeries once again to free up more beds and staff. The commission is not open to the public, but transcripts of testimony are posted online days later. The Hospital Association testified October 5th, and the transcript was posted 2 weeks later. I'm Mike McDonald. We have more news and weather coming up.
Hayden, get dressed. Buddy, no. Almost there. Lift your leg. Hayden, get dressed.
For someone with MS, living in a body that doesn't listen to you some days
Get dressed.
can be an act of greatness.
Did you know that 1 in 3 people are affected by fire in their lifetime? Or that 1 in 3 fire deaths happen in homes with no working smoke alarms?